All right, welcome everyone. Welcome to another day of the Agile Scrum. We are into the business analysis track, and our every single day is designed in a way that in case you are first timer, or in case you are joining here for first time, this should appear for you as a day one. We generally conduct the session in that manner. So anyone here for the first time, please?
Yes. Hi, my name is Makita. I'm here for the first time.
Okay, hi, Makida. So anyone else other than Makida?
Yeah, hi, I am
Oh, I'm here for the first time.
Okay, Preet, Makida, who else?
I'm Srilata. Hi, I am
Sri,
Srilata.
Srilata. This is your day one. So Makida,
Yes,
Srilata, and Preet. So what we are going to do is quickly, starting from Makida, then Preet, then Srilata. So what you need to do is that kindly introduce yourself with your name, from where you are connecting, and do you have any already working background in any industry, plus uh, what is your educational background. So these three things, if you can introduce, Makida.
Okay, yes, my name is Makita. I'm from Maryland, so that's here in the United States. Right now I don't have any like IT or Scrum Master background. I'm a correctional officer, but I do use the Scrum framework there. I have a bachelor's degree from the Frostburg State University here. And I also have some certs. I'm safe Scrum Master certified, and I have the Scrum Master cert. And
All,
that's it.
all right. Thank you so much. Bachelor degree in what do you said, Makida?
It's in law and society.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing that. So welcome to Guru School, everyone. Please type in the chat window, welcome, Makida. So let's move to Preet. Preet, could you please introduce in the similar manner?
Yeah. Hi, Gaurav, and hi, everyone else. My name is Preet Shah. I have 7 years of experience in sales and business development into gems and jewelry industry. I have studied bachelor's in commerce, banking, and insurance, and I'm currently pursuing master's in project management uh, from New York, like from a university in New York.
Awesome. And how many total years of experience you said?
7 years of
7
experience in
years.
sales. Yeah, but I've never studied IT back.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's like first time I've started IT.
That's all right. So thank you so much, Preet, for sharing. Everyone, please type in chat window. Welcome, Preet. So let's move to Srilata. Srilata, kindly please introduce in the similar manner.
Hi, everyone. I am Srilata. I am from California. Basically, I have a career gap. Actually, previously, I used to work in middleware technologies till 2015. But after that, I have a career gap after coming to US. So, yeah, actually, my education qualification is post-graduation diploma in computer science.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing that. So everyone, please type in the chat window. Welcome, Srilata. Srilata, welcome to Guru Schools, and everyone else. Thank you so much for joining in time. And we are here with one intent. Everyone knows that, that is to get placed. And you are not here just for the training. So to get placed and just to, continue and complete the training, we need to abide by some ground rule, and that's the reason I'm going to present in front of you certain code of honor, which means our ground rule we must follow. All right, so after that we will come that what we are into, what we are learning right now, and how we will continue to be the part of it, and then will continue to get placed. I'll also share that how you will remain connected. All of you will remain connected every single day with this Be Agile Scrum track. So everyone is ready for the ground rule I'm going to share? Say yes if you are.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
So I'm going to share my screen, and let me know once you can see the screen. Can you all see the screen, please?
Yes.
Thank you so much. So ground rules are certain activity which you must commit. These ground rules are like here we are creating the ground rules to follow when we are on the path of getting placed. Likewise, such ground rules you can create in any area, in any activity, in any subject, in any learning, in any relations. Okay, so likewise we have the ground rules over here. Ground rules means once it is done, once it is said, it is said. Okay, we cannot deviate from it. Okay, it cannot be changed further. So until we sit back and with intention to rethink and means bring some changes into it. Okay, so the very first one says that always show up live. Why? Because Agile is full of ceremonies, meetings, and that requires you to practice to show up live. Okay, and when you show up live, remember to be on time, remain highly punctual, remain highly committed and punctual. Okay, why you need to practice it here in the training? Because training are designed in a way that it itself becomes the project for you. Okay, every single day are designed in a way, then when you really relearn it, practice it, and summarize it by your own, you may come back as a year of experience you have added in your own profile. And it is also said that how you do anything is how you do everything. So this training is designed in that manner. Having said so, the second ground rule is what? Let me quickly do one thing. So Prerna, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to make you also co-host so that you can allow others to join it.
Yeah, please. I'm
Yeah.
adding myself as well.
Yeah, sure. I'm making you co-host both the participants. Yeah. So yeah, I have made you co-host so that you could allow others to join in. Thank you so much. Yeah. The second code of honor says that you are here, you are starting your track or day or journey as a learner. So you don't just be a learner or student, be a full stack student. What does it mean? It means that you need to do all the assignments, do self-research and repeat whatever you learn. Okay. The third one says this, that take the full responsibility of whatever the outcome you are creating, be it success, be it failure. Why for failure? Because once you take the responsibility of failure, then only you may take the responsibility of correcting what went wrong. Okay, and then you realize that this failure becomes the trail for the success. All right. The fourth one says that to do so, it really requires a focused mindset. What do I mean by focused mindset? That comes with learning mindset. How you will remain continued learner? When you will have the positive mindset, and a more positive mindset you will have, you will find yourself. Why you need to have positive mindset, by the way? Because that is the part of Agile itself, because Agile is part of continuous delivery. Delivery means whatever the software you are creating, customizing, and promising to deliver, that requires really positive mindset to remain on time. And while you will do so, you will find that more complaint free you are going, you will find yourself loaded with more gratitude. Once you soaked in more gratitude, you will find your performance is increasing. That's the importance of this focused mind. And to start this into journey of focused mind, you should remember to increase your receptivity from day one. And for that, I generally share a 30 days challenge where you need to listen one audio track every single day. That is 40 minutes long audio, and that you can complete within 20 minutes itself while doing any activity, morning activity like jogging, walking, or running. And you will see that by just putting it in 2x mode, this 40 minutes long video can be completed within 20 minutes. What will happen after that? You will see on every area, in every area of your activity, the way you work, the way you produce the output gets completely changed, and you will see in each area of your life the positive outcome is appearing. Okay, and why you will do so? Because you can become more productive in the learning. And when you are learning, I generally recommend you to follow golden quadrant of learning. What does it mean? It means that the moment you are getting into the learning, you must get into the learning with the 4 steps. First, what you need to do is that declare with anchor. Okay. Once you are done with declaration with anchor, then get into deep learning. Any complex subject, just follow this 4 step and you will see the retention of memory will go high. Okay, so declaration with anchor, then get into deep learning, and then draw whatever you have learned within 24 hours using pen and paper, and then summarize it in a way within a minute, so that even 5-year-old can understand. How will I get to know? We get to know that you are going to summarize it in a minute or less than 90 seconds. For that, we generally encourage each one of you to submit a video after you have learned a new concept, summarizing that, and we will see that how you are further graduating, and if you are making a difference in every new summary, your summary will be compiled in a way, will be aired to our YouTube channel, where more of recruiters are sitting, and you will be picked up for the vendor interview practice. Okay, vendor interview practice or real vendor interview sessions, and you see that how you are impacting the change and you are getting ready to get placed. That's the reason it is quite important to follow this golden quadrant of learning. And second importance was for the long lasting memory retention. It is very important. Why? What is anchor? Anchor is nothing. So can someone quickly tell me what is anchor, everyone? Quickly.
That holds the ship.
As a leader,
Anchor is a leader.
yes.
Anchor holds the ship.
Anchors
Okay.
holds the ship. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, and in that manner, if someone holds something very huge power, that is leader itself. Okay, so when we mean to say that anchor holds the ship, it means yes, when ship is at harbor and there is no anchor, there are chances it may wander due to wave. Do you agree with that? This may be possible, right? If anchor is not there and ship is just standing near the harbor with the wave, it may wander and it may lose its direction. Do you all agree with that? Say yes if you understand it. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Yes.
to make it more focused, we require one anchor that will hold it, that will keep it tight tall. Okay. Likewise, in the ocean of thoughts, we have one ship, what we call it as a focus. Okay. So in the ocean of thought, focus is the ship, and we are going to learn for another 90 minutes, and your focus need not to be wandered just after 5 minutes or 7 minutes. To make it really standing tall, we need to have some anchor. And because focus is inside our mind, okay, and thoughts are there in our mind, then mind is part of body. We need to do something that will connect back with the mind and thought, and will make it more focused. And for that, we do some body movement. Okay, and we declare along with the body movement. Here, what we are going to put anchor through what body movement is going to be a clap or self high five. Okay, clap or self high five. So what we are going to do is that at the count of 3, okay, at the count of 3, we are going to create an anchor. Anchor is the clap or self high five, and repeat after me what is selected on the screen in the blue. Can you all see?
Yes.
Yes. And ready for the anchor and declaration, everyone?
Yes.
Yes. So let's start. 1, 2, 3, and clap and repeat. I am a quick learner.
I am a quick learner.
What others can learn and master,
What others can learn and master.
I too can do that.
I too
can do that.
And one more time, you need to repeat what is selected on the screen here in the blue. So 1, 2, 3, and clap and repeat. Because I'm an awesome learner,
Because I'm an
Awesome
learner.
today's learning is going to be
Today's learning is going to be
super duper easy to do.
Easy to me.
Exactly, it is going to be. Now, let me ask you a quick question before we get into the 6th code of honor. How many of you are just second time, or it's not your day one? How many of you it's not your day one, and you don't have any technical background or computer or IT background, kindly raise your virtual hand. Virtual hand. Okay. So whoever have joined here, like Preet, Srilata, or who else was there, Makeda. So any one of you, you think that it is quite tough, or you are here with non-technical background, look at these people. You are with the same kind of personality, and they are confident enough today, and they are continuously learning today. So if that is anything, just if you had the similar thought, look at the raised hand, and just let you know that you are not behind, you are in the same journey along with each one of you. See, gradually the hands are getting raised. Thank you so much everyone for raising your hand. Truly appreciate that. You can lower your virtual hand. Thank you so much. So this was a quick, quick demonstration to all of you that don't feel that you don't have a technical background, then you cannot learn it. It's quite easy to learn. Okay, so and you will experience that today. And thank you so much for raising your virtual hand and anchoring and declaring along with me. But while you are learning, remember, ultimately you are going to earn, or when you are going to earn, always remember on this path, you need to be a giver. Giver means you need to keep your ego away on this path of learning, because you come from the various industry and you come with vast experience, like 5 years of experience, 7 years of experience, 10, 11, 20s, 26. Okay. And when you are learning something new, your mind may not allow you to learn in a new way because of old experience already. For that very reason, we generally request keep the ego away on the path of learning, so that you will remain more open and it will keep you more spiritually grounded. Means happiness level increases, means you are ready to learn more on the path of growth. Okay, so happiness is today's new productivity. That's the reason you need to keep ego away to heighten your own happiness, to become more productive. And while you are doing so, you are learning faster, and ultimately you are getting started towards the earning. And if you are already earning or thinking of earning, or whenever you will start earning, I generally request you to have an intention of charity, where you will give away 5% or 10% of your earning at least once you get placed. Why? Because when you give, you grow. When you receive, you may survive. And I'm sure you are not here just for a good just for growth purpose or survival purpose, but also to impact wherever you are going to work. So always give away, not to just for the sake of personal growth, also to inspire others. And while you are doing so, remember to appreciate what you do, what others doing for you. And even something does not happen to you, remember it is preparing you for the next betterment, because everything is preparing you because everything is preparing you for next better move. And why you need to appreciate? Because what you appreciate appreciates you back. Having said so, how we are going to connect, and this is going to be very, very important section. Every one of you, if you are attending for the first time, remember to take the screenshot of it. We are going to meet every single Sunday. Okay, every single Sunday, Monday and Tuesday at 9:30 p.m. EST. Okay, for technical session. And if you are here, and everyone who is here for the second time, third time, or multiple times, remember to attend RRP session every single time. Even if it sounds that you are repeating it, you must attend it until you get placed. Okay, even it sounds repeating and boring to you. Why? Because that creates the visibility of you in front of your HRs, in front of Guru schools, in front of Devji as well. That creates the credibility. Actually, you need the job. You are not just here for the time pass. And that increases your marketability, because everyone get focused towards you and your work, towards you and your service to get you placed. Understanding that you are equally serious. Generally, RRP sessions informations are given into the WhatsApp group. It happens on Tuesday and Thursday at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. So its link will be given to you into the WhatsApp group. For this more information, you need to get in touch with your HR. So is it clear to everyone about the
Yes.
RRP session? It's very, very important because you are
Yes.
here to get placed. Okay, remember that. And while the technical session you have already attended, remember to give us the summary next day. That could be on Wednesday for the day 1 learning of the Sunday learning, Thursday for the day 2 learning, and Friday for the day 3 learning. And Saturday you can go back and either you can relax or research whatever you have learned, repeat whatever you have learned, and do the remaining assignment if it is pending, and come back prepared with the question and answer. So is it clear to everyone? Any question around this code of honor and this, because we are getting a deep dive into the deep learning. So can we start? Yeah.
Yes.
Sir, what is RRP session?
Can you give me
Yes.
1 second? Take the picture.
Yes.
What is RRP session?
It's a reference ready resume preparation that has been talked about it once you first time attained the candidate career counseling session in a group. Okay, before you could join. So generally it is talked about then. So it is reference ready resume preparation. Is it clear, sir? Yeah. Say yes if you could understand
Yes,
it.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Here your profile and resume is optimized. So let's get started. You remember what we were doing last time? We came into the group and we got divided into various groups, and we chose to create our own Jira account. And what we'll do quickly, what we will do, we will understand what we need to do and today's session, and then we will come back about the activity what we need to do. So for that, let me quickly share the PowerPoint slide, because what we are going to learn. As a business analyst, you would require to create multiple documents. So today we will be learning that what all documents you could start creating and why you need to create them. And when you need to create them, what all the important elements in one document it can be. Okay, so we are going to learn that. Is it clear to everyone so far?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So let's understand what all the documents we can create. So first comes, this project vision document. Okay. So project vision document is generally created by product owner. Okay. And why you should know about it, because sometime product owner ask business analyst, and you are future business analyst, will ask you that, hey, you just come with me. The product owner does a brainstorming session with you sometime, and he seeks some information from you. Okay, so he include the introduction of the project into the PBD, that is project vision document. Who all are going to use the system and the software which you are going to develop. Okay, or your company is going to develop, or your team is going to develop. Is it clear? That will be the second element in this document. Description of user in the system. So it could be, bankers, tailors, cashiers, branch manager or something like that, because you are developing a banking project, just for example. Is it clear so far, everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So you will
Yes.
describe about such user. Then also project stakeholders. So project stakeholders means it could be bank trustees. Okay, some company who have sponsored to the bank and encourage them to change the old system and include the new one. Okay, so you will mention about entire people who has the stake in the project, who has interest in the project, and you will mention about them that these are the stakeholders. Then product overview. Here you will talk about what kind of software you are going to create. Okay, product feature, what all the feature it will have. So say for example, banking software. So it may include online banking, it may include mobile banking, it may include
Customer profile.
net banking. So yeah, so product features. So there are 3 types of feature I talked about, and inside every feature there will be sub feature like adding customers profile, adding new customer, ability to view the balance of customers, ability to open the bank account and all. So those could be the detailed features you can mention further in the bullets. And then product requirement, of course, whatever I said just now so far, you can include them in the requirement, that what kind of requirement the bank has, what they want to include. So you need to summarize them. So constraint and limitation you foresee as a product owner and business owner, that constraint could be that we are trying to give you this limited version of software within 3 months. And after 3 months, whatever advancement will be there, that will be billed separately. Such kind of declaration you need to make in this vision document when it comes to constraint and limitation. Constraint and limitation, any other technical limitation you may have, you can mention that. Something which you are not considering that customer has asked, you can include that as mentioning that these are the area on which we have not yet agreed to work upon, or we don't have such system to let you work in this direction. So every single item you are putting into the constraint, that is creating the scope of the software. What it is creating, everyone?
Scope of
The
software.
scope of the
Scope of-
software.
Yes, where you are declaring already well in advance what will be included, what will not be included. Okay, and then there will be one embedded separate document inside this first document, that will be quality documentation and requirement, where you will declare well in advance that when will ship you, there will not be any critical bugs. Maximum there will be maximum there will be one medium kind of defect or error would be, because you will be hitting the timeline, or customer will agree, we will accept any software developed with one medium kind of defect and three cosmetic defect or 4 trivial defects, something like that. And with this, we can agree to accept the software, or we will only accept the software when it has 0 critical defects. So type of defects you have agreed upon, everything is functioning the way it should be, all the features, all the things mentioned along with the constraint, if it is delivered in that accordance, then it will be accepted. You are simplifying everything in the quality document. So what it becomes, quality documents become the quality gateway of delivery, doesn't it? Yeah, do you all agree with that? Yeah. So
Yes.
in a nutshell, you can call such document also quality gateway of delivery too. So let's move further. So this is the project vision document. Why you should know? Yes, Jyoti.
Once again, I'm asking, like, if there is a project, stakeholder, and product. Why is not the project overview, project features?
Okay, that's a good question. So see, we have initially spoken very day one of the batch 12. Okay, and soon all of you will be migrating after day or two into new batch, that will be batch 30. Okay, there you will again come to know about 2 types of methodology, agile and waterfall methodology, waterfall model. So what used to happen during waterfall model, it and when you were not using agile methodology, it used to be a simple ongoing projects. Okay, so your focus was more or less towards the delivery of the project, and you were not working in a sprint manner. Okay, here what is happening, you are working in a sprint manner, so your entire project become the pieces, and it became the what you call it became the collection of the tiny products, because ultimately you are delivering the small pieces of a large bucket of project or large bucket of the requirement. Okay, so that's the very reason we are mentioning here as a product, because it is appearing in the small pieces and in a small sprint. Is it clear to you, Jyoti?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the very reason you will find more or less it is going towards product. And here you won't even find the project manager generally. You will find product owner for the very reason. So this is some additional information for you. Okay, cool. So can we continue further? Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. So let's understand further what kind of further document. So what I was talking something very important. Yeah. Yeah, I missed that. So I'm going to tell. So I was talking about project vision document. Although this document could be the large, in case sometime what happened, it is not so easy for everyone in the industry to follow the agile methodology. They start to follow agile, but at the end they find that they are not following every single value or the roles and responsibility like agile or its other framework defines you to work with those value and principle. If you are not abide by that, you end up finding yourself not following the agile. And that's the very reason you don't have to get into the bulky documentation preparation. Okay, that used to be the oldest way of project vision document. And that's the reason yesterday you all created your account in Jira. Did you all create that?
Yes.
Yeah. So in in Jira, what exactly happens? Let me do some activity for you so that it will be quite easy for you to understand. So allow me some minute, and what I am going to do is that I'm going to stop recording as well. So just allow me a minute because I'm going to start sharing my screen one more time, where I'll be also sharing that how you can create any ticket. Ticket means just a second, everyone. Okay, so I'm going to stop screen share and we'll reshare the screen. All right. And my screen is loading. I'm going to open a Jira at my end as well. Okay, no problem. Preet, whoever have not created any account in Jira, I'll tell you what you need to do next. So wait a second. So I'm just opening my Jira account as well. And what I'm going to share with you, that will not be the part of the recording. Okay? That will not be the part of recording. And I'll be pausing the recording because I don't want to share those elements into the screen share. And I don't want it to go into the recording as well. So this will only be for you. Just a second. It's loading. And let me stop the recording as well. Pause. I'm going to pause the recording. Resume the recording. Hope you all understood. This was what I was explaining in Jira as a tool. Okay, I quickly shared that how you can do that. So let me get going and get started and share the another document another document that you can start using. Project vision document just now we have talked about, and further we are getting into this requirement management plan. Requirement management plan is also a type of document where you need to describe at least 6 elements in this document. Okay, the very first element is purpose of the plan. Plan means the delivery plan. Okay, that you are going to talk about. Responsibility assignment. Who is responsible for what kind of activity, that you will lay down very much clearly over there. And this is more or less created by product owner. Again, future business analyst means you can be taken help from product owners. So that's the reason you should be aware of such document. Tools and procedures to be used. What all tools you are going to use, like Jira or Azure DevOps, Trello, Microsoft PowerPoint, Confluence. These are some name of the tools. What are the trending tools? We are going to look at it after 3 sessions when you will be the part of batch 13 kickoff. Okay. So after 3-4 days, we will look at it, or after 3 sessions, you may say. Okay, so approach to define the requirement, approach towards requirement traceability. Now, you have gathered all the requirement as a business analyst because you get to meet with the customer. Customer talks about very first day, what kind of requirement he has, what kind of software he is expecting to start using for his customers or for him or herself. So you just scribble down and take a note of all those requirements, right? Because you are listening to him as a business analyst. Do you all agree with me? You are going to take a note of those requirements, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
you all are going to get that. And when you will have detailed requirement, well formatted, you will have some document in which you will make sure that entire requirement has been traced well. And to trace such a requirement, then testing team comes into the picture who will help you out. From one requirement, they may create multiple conditions of testing one requirement. So against those multiple conditions, every single requirement will be traced in a tabular format. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
this is the tabular
Yes.
format in the Excel created generally by testers. Okay, you should be aware of that. I have already spoken about it in the past as well. Here also in this document, you make sure about the workflow and activity. Activity could be, adding a new customer into the banking software. Okay. Adding a new account or creating a new account by newly added customers. Okay, so that could be saving account, that could be the current account, that could be fixed deposit account, that could be the joint account, something like that. So how it will happen, such workflow, after listening to the customer, you will start designing. How will you design that? You know that how to create mock-ups or placeholder of a buttons, or like anything. Say for example, let me elaborate this in this manner. Okay, what I'm using, which software I'm using to explain you this presentation?
PowerPoint.
Yes, Microsoft PowerPoint, that's right. In this Microsoft PowerPoint, you also find there are various tools, right? You can see this is about the font type, font size. This is again the same font sizing tool. Then here it is the another diagram tools, various shapes I can draw, and we can change the shape, we can format the shape, and all these are the tiny tools are there, but those are part of Microsoft PowerPoint software. Do you all see that, everyone?
Yes.
If in a scratch Microsoft company comes to you and tell you, hey, Mr. Business analyst, I want you to design a software for me where there will be certain tools which will have the capability to format the typings you do, or format the shapes you have created on the placeholder area. Like considering this is the canvas, this is the placeholder, or they will say that at the top of the software, I want such tools to appear in a very tiny format. So you understand, you listen to them, and based on the understanding, then you start creating such. You won't create the graphics, right? But you will create the placeholder area where these tools or these icons will be sitting. Okay. So you will create such placeholder. You will send back this document to your client, and you will confirm him that did you mean that? Are you looking for such tiny icons where it will become functionable when we will integrate the code? With me so far, everyone? Say yes, if you are.
Yes.
So when you will create the rough section of it and get the confirmation from the client, then it will get started towards the real work. Okay, so in those workflow, you will also include such mock designs. Okay, these are the mock design. And in case you are not talking about the large requirement. You are talking about that you are already working on some software and customers come back and he says that, hey, I want some change. Okay. I don't want this logo to be there. However, I know you have designed a logo and this will be out in a day. I want there be a change in the logo. You would say no problem, because we have already put the effort. The logo is a completely changed. It is totally in a new shape. We will have to look for the constraint of resources, system, as well as availability of time and budget as well. So you agree and you follow a new change management. Okay. In new change management, again, you agree to collect all the requirement and there will be a separate change management document itself. However, in the requirement management plan, you will give the reference of this change management. That could be the name of the change management or the naming convention of the change management document. Does it make sense to you, all of you?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So these all documents, you need not to get worried, because I said now because the tools have come like Jira, Trello, and Azure DevOps and all, every single thing you will break it down in the understandable manner and you create them into such tools and assign to the another immediate acting peer who is going to work upon it. Okay. The next document comes as a use case. Okay. In this use case, earlier use case used to be a large document. Okay. And for one condition or one workflow, you used to write down the entire list of the use case. A use case will talk about the precondition. In fact, use case will talk about the trigger point when it will start working. Say, for example, the use case of cash withdrawal. Say, for example, there is a software of cash withdrawal for ATM machine, and you will say actor will be anyone, any user who has the bank account. So how many actor would be there? Customer with the same bank.
Debit card.
Yeah, customer with the customer, or say debit card holder with the same bank account, in the same bank account. Debit card holder from the different bank account. Debit card holder and who are the bank's employee. Debit card holder who are not that bank's employee. Likewise, you will just mention everyone. Then you describe in cash withdrawal what is going to happen. What is the trigger point? The cash withdrawal trigger point will be the moment customers selects the sub menu that cash withdrawal. The moment he hits the button cash withdrawal, because on the screen he may see the various activity to be done, change the PIN, or check the balance, or cash deposit, or whatever it could be. But the trigger item will be the moment he presses cash withdrawal. Precondition is that, precondition means that a valid ATM, the valid debit card is inserted in a valid working ATM machine. So this could be the precondition.
And
Yes?
valid password.
Yeah, and it has been already authorized by the ATM. Okay, and it has already connected with the customer's details. So authorized itself is enough for precondition. And normal flow, then you will talk about the entire flow. What could be the alternative flow? Alternative flow could be you directly directly click on the cash withdrawal and then you do that. Another alternative flow could be that first you check the view balance and then you decide how much amount to withdraw, and then you answer the more activity and then you go to the cash withdrawal. This is how you can do that.
Gaurav, can I ask you a stupid question?
No question is stupid, but yeah, definitely go ahead.
I have a question, like you are saying the documentation. So these are the hard copies of the documentation, or is it like in Excel, or because I never worked in IT, so I was just curious. Though I work in college, So over there we have online also in Teams, we have in SharePoints.
Yeah.
Also we have the hard copies too, like whatever the requirements and all those things.
All right. So thank you so much for asking this question. Yes. So
Thank
see,
you.
things are really advancing like anything. Earlier days, these documents used to be bulky documents, as I kept on saying, right? And people used to take a printout of it, okay? And they used to keep it on their desk, and they used to refer that. Generally, it is not as wise that you go ahead and take a printout. However, for your easiness, you can choose to do so. However, it is never initially a hard copy. Initially, each documents are created as a soft copy. Okay, that's number two. Number three is that we are now don't dependent upon the creation of the bulky document, because that becomes more time consuming. Do you all agree with this or not? If you will start writing one document and covering entire thing, it will take a lot of time. So for that very purpose, what we do, we create everything into smaller tickets. Okay, and that we put it into the ticket management system, because for a software professional, every single requirement is nothing but a ticket. Okay, and more larger requirement, it means that you need to break it down in more tiny requirements. With me so far?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yesterday you learned about, and did I answer you who was asking the question?
Yes, Gaurav, this is Jyoti. Yes, I asked.
So this was the evolution of, from hard copy to the ticket. Okay, got it? Yeah, you can just get into, like Jyoti was telling, in SharePoint and everywhere else, like in Confluence and all. So these are the tools where you can identify your requirement or your reference document sitting over there. From there, you can collect both point and put back into the tickets. So ultimately, this is the evolution from hard copy to tickets. So having said so, let's come back towards alternative flow. I was talking yesterday, I was talking about how one documents can be opened in the various manner. You remember Control Open, Control O, or double clicking a file on the desktop, or locating a file from file menu to go to the open, and then from the open window you will locate a file. Do you all remember we use this as an example? Yeah.
Yes.
Likewise, it has the three different flow. So all possible alternative flow you will write here. To what could be the exception in this use case, any special requirement, and if you are assuming anything. So assumption is that this cash withdrawal will not happen into any other denomination other than 100 currency note or 500 currency note or whatever. So those assumption you will write. Notes and issue, if you want to mention anything specific, that you will mention over here. And then comes, this is very, very important, everyone. Okay, how to write a user story. Okay, so how to write a user story is that you need to very much sure that follow this format. Okay, as an actor, I should be able to do what, so that why should be achieved. So you should remember this format. Okay, remember this format as who and what and why should be filled. Okay, so this will remain as is. When you are creating a news story, this will remain as is, and you need to just replace who by the actors who all are involved, whether it is whether it is cashier, tailor, bank manager, account bank manager, assistant bank manager, whoever it is. So you will mention that I should be able to do what like viewing customers account balance. Okay, so that can tell customer the actual available balance. Okay, is it clear to everyone? User story, I just simplified and told you that how you can create, but this is how you create or type the user story in any. Now let's come back to BRD. So BRD is nothing but a business requirement document.
Business requirement document.
Yeah, so I talked to you about writing business requirement document, sorry, functional requirement document, in fact. So before we come to that, let's discuss about it little later. I want to, uh, uh, yeah, just I'll come back onto this topic of, creating FRD and BRD. BRD is the business requirement document, and under business requirement document, what kind of requirement comes? Functional and non-functional requirement. Okay, and functional requirement document, we have FRD. For non-functional requirement document, generally it is also known as technical requirement document. We have something which we call it as a TRD, that is technical requirement document. This is the requirement traceability matrix. Okay, another document which is created by testers generally. By whom it is created? Testers. And they make sure that requirement ID comes from the requirement document, where for every detailed requirement you give a bullet point like 1.0. In 1.0, if you are mentioning adding customer, then in 1.11 no 1.0.1 you are again talking about the how to add the customer, what all the buttons would be available. Then functional requirement description 1.0.1 is talking about what means adding new customers. KYC is means knowing your customer, means you will collect their IDs. Okay, identification, their home address, and his national identification number or social security number is given. Then you talk about more into the whether it is functional requirement or non-functional. Status means it has been implemented, in progress, or being developed, or something like that. You give architectural design document. Does it have any reference in a different technical document which is being prepared by the technical architect? So they will mention that. Any another technical specification document it talks about, so they will give the a reference of that. And then software module. So in what module? So the module name could be adding new customer. Then under this, they may create multiple test cases. They will give the test case number 1, 2, 3, 4, what, and tested in which environment. Let me quickly touch base this thing, that how many environments it could be, or I'll talk about it little later. We'll take a water break, and meanwhile I will let. Okay, so Prerna, can you just explain this slide, please, if you're there? Prerna, you there? Okay, Prerna has gone away, I guess. All right, let me sip a glass of water, please. Not entire glass, but
Can you just go to the back slide for the point number 6?
Yeah, just give me a second, man. Just a second. Yeah. So, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, that is it. RTN.
Okay. So Prerna is not here. Let me quickly type in the chat window. If Prerna is there, she will respond to me.
You can go to the next slide.
Sure. All right, everyone. So this was the requirement document. Now let me quickly explain you this. Tested in. Did you read that there something was mentioned as this tested in? And for few of you, if you are here for the first time, you don't need to worry with this, that what I am sharing, don't take any stress that you need to really understand it. Let it go in a very easy manner. Even if you understand, that's fine. Even if you don't understand, you don't need to take stress, because eventually you will get to know about it. So what exactly happens? Amazon.com. Okay, I'm taking an example of Amazon.com. Okay, so Amazon.com is called as this Amazon.com is nothing. It is functioning in a live environment where everyone has the access. Okay, this is called as a live environment. What it is called as, everyone?
Live environment.
Okay, and this is also known as production
Live.
environment. Live or production. Okay, Amazon.com, we have just now spoken. But to bring that, what something happens, some small error all of a sudden comes, and you might require to fix that. Okay, you might require to fix that. It means that error requires also us to reproduce to check whether it can be diagnosed or not. With me so far? That requires to be reproduced. Yes or no? Then only you can reach towards that, how it can be fixed. If error is occurring again, then only you can identify where is the problem. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
To let that error reoccur, you can't
Sir, I don't understand that, sir.
Okay, thank you for telling that. So imagine you are working on Amazon.com. Okay.
Okay.
And Amazon.com, the moment you are adding the adding anything which is beyond $1,000, it is automatically adding $1 extra. Okay, this is a kind of error we found it in live environment.
Okay.
And it was reported by someone that, hey, we are 50 people from one organization, and for our organization we are trying to buy one thing because your stock limit allow one person to buy only one stuff. Okay. If you don't agree with this, then what you can do is that be a reader, and as a reader go to Amazon.com and try to buy a book. Sometimes it does not allow you to buy more than one book or two books or maximum 3 books. You can't buy more than that. So likewise, they have the stock limit per user in Amazon.com. So what happens the moment you realize that error like $1 extra is getting added? So in the live environment, you don't want to recreate such error, because ultimately every time it will be loss of $1 by every person, each person who is trying to recreate such error, or for testing it or for solving it. First he will see actually error exists. He will validate whether error exists or it is invalid error, right? And for that reason, you would go ahead and you would try to recreate that. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. So then for that, will you create this, recreate such error in the live environment?
No.
No, not at all.
No.
Otherwise, it will be again loss of amount or loss of money. So what, for such reason, we have something, what we call it as a pre-production environment. What we call it as, everyone?
Pre-production.
Yes. So we have something, let me show it here. We have something pre-prod environment. Okay. Pre-prod environment. So it is also known as mirror environment. Okay. Mirror environment of the live environment, where it is exactly replica. Here you can try to do some activity, there you can test it, but again you will not experiencing the live money loss. Okay. And you will be able to recreate it. The moment you will find that you can recreate it, generally I give this example when I explain the fishbone diagram. Do you all remember fishbone diagram last time? Yeah. So let's go back, and what happens here, we further come back and we see, hey, this is the error over here, and you see, you will try to see whether this error was appeared in the past as well. Okay. If you are listening to the various other activity, can you, or am I listening to my own echo? I don't remember.
No, we can.
I'm able to hear, sir.
Okay, fine, thank you. So here what exactly happens, let me go back and check here. Wait a second. I'm resharing my screen. Yeah. So I'm trying to create from here. So it was the live environment, and now I have come here, and I'm trying to tell here whether it was pre-existing earlier as well. So before the mirror environment, there was some environment which you have before this you have also used. So between pre-prod and live environment, before live pre-prod environment, you also check at UAT environment. Okay, generally you don't go back towards the UAT, but also UAT is user acceptance testing environment. Another environment is SIT, which is known as system integration testing. Okay, where the entire system as a whole is created. Otherwise, if you will look at Amazon.com, it has the small module. It has the book element, it has the grocery element, it has garment section, and it has whatnot, electronics, appliances, and everything it has. So in system integration testing, the entire system is integrated together. With me so far?
Girl, sorry to interrupt. I was away for some time. Let me know when you want to take a water break.
Yeah, no problem. I had called your name, but yeah, I'll explain it and will tell you. Okay, thanks.
Okay.
So this is the SIT environment, UAT environment. And what happens, here you again go back and check for the same error. If it still exists in SIT and you see here how it was missed again, then you go and try to trace back what was the problem. And then you come back after SIT, before SIT, you will see again, try to reproduce into the normal testing environment. Okay, in normal testing environment. So in normal testing environment, even standalone features can be tested. Okay, so this is the testing environment. And before testing environment, you see that even in testing environment, it was reproducible. Then you go back into the dev environment. In what environment you go back? Development environment, where everything was together. All the modules were there, and there also you find this problem was existing. So you tested into the dev environment. And before dev environment, the developer who has worked on his local machine, you go back and check with that person who had developed that whether this was triggering at his local system also or not. The developer starts looking at it. Okay, with me so far, everyone?
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
so it is local. So actually, any system before it goes into the live environment, it gets developed at the local machine, which is called as local environment of a developer. Then it is made accessible to entire development team, because every single developer is developing the smaller and another piece of the large software. With me so far? And together they can access, each developer can access another modules together from each other's machine. With me so far? So that is called as dev environment. And when it is passed in the dev environment together, it is given back to the tester to test into their environment. Okay, they cannot touch the dev environment, developer environment. So they test into the testing environment. With me so far?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when tester passes everything, every smaller piece or smaller requirement, then he passes towards the SIT environment. SIT environment is the system integration testing environment. Okay, so he passes over there in the SIT environment. Okay, and where he integrate everything and he tests it, and then again he passes it towards the
Pre-production.
UAT environment. UAT environment is the user acceptance testing environment, and then it gets into the pre-prod environment and live environment. In fact, pre-prod environment only comes into existence once its first live goes. Okay, and during the live environment is prepared, during that time the pre-prod or the mirror environment is generated or created. So these are the all testing environment. With me so far?
Yes.
Yeah. So when we are talking about this, okay, let's come back here. When we are talking about this, everyone, okay, tested in. So you can mention SIT, UAT, or first testing environment, second testing environment, something like that. There could be the multiple testing environment. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is how the requirement traceability matters. Why you should know? Because this document may come to you for the review purpose. With me so far, everyone?
Yes.
Yeah. So let's go back and yes, Prerna, can you just take this section? Prerna, are you there? Prerna, you might be speaking on mute.
Yeah, Gaurav, I can hear this.
Yeah,
So,
can you please take this?
Yeah, I could, yeah. So yes, we are getting into a more technical part of this. So it's called as functional requirement specification or functional specification document. Yeah. So basically, I know if you remember, we had earlier also discussed that when you are working as a BA, there are certain documentation that you have to prepare. You'll have to prepare or be a part of that discussion, right? If you guys remember the words like FRS, BRD, we had mentioned in some of the earlier sessions. So this is one of that document where we have to understand what kind of document it is, what are its contents, who prepares it, and who are the involving parties. Okay. So I think there's one big sentence, I mean, 3 sentences. Can someone please read this out for us? Yeah.
Requirement specification or functional specification document. In business requirement document, the requirements are high level, but in functional requirement specification or FST, they are written in many more details to capture each and every aspect of a requirement. Thus, a functional specification document becomes more technical, accurate, and descriptive requirement document. Owing to the technical nature, FRS or FST are equally used by developers, testers, and the business stakeholders of a project.
Thank you so much for reading it out. So basically, both these documents, their names at times can be interchangeably used. Okay, FRS or BRD. But if you have to have a detailed look, generally, business requirement document is an exclusive and it's very comprehensive document, including everything about the system or the application that you're developing. Okay. Whereas functional specification document can be equivalent or similar depending on the organization, what they call it, but it would mainly focus on the functional side of it. That's why the name, right? The name is functional specification document. Okay. So you may ask, first of all, why we prepare this document or what are the contents of this document. So basically, if you remember, whenever we were talking about stakeholders or customers or things like that, we were always saying that we have to work on the requirement. Okay, we have to work on the work on the requirements given by the customer. So the first question is, how do we know what are the requirements, or is there any particular central location where these requirements are stored? Make sense? So this is the document, or this is the place where a BA, along with the help of customer, technical team, development team, he or she actually prepares this document and maintains what has been shared by the customer. So this document will have all the requirements. Like you remember, yesterday we explained about Gmail, how Gmail looks, what all functionality Gmail has. Everybody recollects? Yes, no?
Yes.
Yes. So what all functionality today's Gmail has? Plenty, like starting with looking at your mails, your inbox, or Google Meet, or even to store your data on cloud. So there are many, right? So tomorrow, assuming if you want to create something similar to that, what kind of data, what kind of functionality it would have. So that all will be a part of FRS or FST. Okay. So in short, it is like a to-do list of all the activities that you will have to mention, which will come from customer. And this will be a very English, English as in this document is to be prepared in such a manner that a layman, a common person, maybe a younger kid, or maybe anybody, whosoever reads it, they should be able to have a fair idea. I am not saying they should be understand it completely, but yes, it has to be like so decently, nicely explained without any ambiguity. And then this document will act as a base or as a backbone of your entire application or your entire project. Okay. So in future, tomorrow, if a customer, if a client asks for additional things, we can always refer to this document stating this requirement was not earlier mentioned. And now if we are adding this requirement, first of all, you don't go back alone. You discuss with your product owner, with your scrum master, with your development team, that client has asked for this additional information or additional requirement. If that requirement will cost time, if that requirement will cost more money, like, if it is complex in nature to develop, if it requires some additional software, additional storage on the cloud, whatnot, right? So these all factors you'll have to get it checked. If it is costing us time, money, resources, we will have to go back to them, we or maybe scrum master, product owner, or as a team collectively during a meeting, and tell them that we would require 1 month of additional time or 15 days of additional time, and it will also have an additional cost. And if they agree, then we can include that. On the other hand, at times what happens, there are some functionalities which are like very small in nature, like it can be like adding some button or just changing color theme, or that is is not so heavy on the development side. So we even provide them as free. We call them as free cookies, or just for creating a bond or having good relationship with customer. We just give them in the same cost or in the same project. Okay, so these are some tips and tricks that happen on daily basis. But whatever customer says, everything as a BA, as a scrum master, we have to communicate back to the team. And this is the document, like it is also, I mean, I personally call it as Gita, Bible, Quran. So it's basically like the document you go back to when you have to check what are the functionalities involved. Yeah, Gaurav, do you want to add something in this? Yeah, go ahead, please.
I have a doubt. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
go
have
ahead.
a doubt. So just for the understanding, business requirement document defines the project scope. Am I understanding it correctly? Does it have the project scope? And also, like, do we have to prepare a BRD? Or it is given by a project owner or to us?
No.
That is the
As
one thing.
a
Okay.
BA, as a business analyst, you will have to prepare a BRD. And by the way, for BRD, your organization, whichever you work in future, they will have a specified template. And in that template, you have to put in information during or after discussion with the customer. So it is a BA's responsibility to prepare BRD. And BRD, along with all the details, can also contain workflows, the flow diagram we learned,
Yes. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anything and everything depending on the organization template. So it is not like they will ask you to start from a scratch.
Okay.
Most of the times, and even if they do, no worries, because here we also take a workshop, we also have assignments and fun games wherein we encourage you to prepare different BRDs after discussion, and generally it's more of a team activity. As in, you will get inputs from your development team, you get input from your senior product manager and product owner and scrum master, but then the actual preparation part, the writing, the making, yes, that is done by BA. That's one of the main responsibilities of the BA. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, good.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Most welcome, Kia. You want to add something, or we can go to the next slide, please?
So
no, I'm good. I got it.
Requirements changes requirement or add. So the FRS is changed.
Okay.
You understand my question?
Change as in there can be some addition, some deletion, some modification. Change as in it will not change completely. Like for example, earlier you might say that, okay, I need one submit button. Now you say I want one submit and one delete button as well. Similar like that. I'm just giving hypothetically easy examples. for you to
Yeah.
connect, For Gmail, you might feel, okay, nowadays you can also add an account in Gmail so two people can log in at the same time, all this functionality. So earlier, just compare current software or current applications with earlier applications. So earlier you had such less functionality, but nowadays, even Facebook is like an iconic example, Earlier there was such simple blue color page and hardly any activity. Sky's the limit. I mean, what you can and cannot do on Facebook is just like limitless. You can actually run your business on Facebook. You can go live on Facebook. You can do everything. So same way, changed FRS is not the right concept. Changes in FRS, yes. Changes in FRD, yes. There can be minute or major changes, but everything that happens is very, I would say, systematic, because once we will come to the format that you will understand, the FRS or a BRD has to be approved by a hierarchy of people. Okay. So you might ask which people. First is, as a BA, you will sign off that prepared by BA 1.0 version, and it has versioning. So it's any change you make, the version of the file or the version of the document change. So first version, when it is freshly made, so signed by per say BA, say Davinder or Janani, and they sign it off. Then it might go to the Scrum Master. Assuming I am the Scrum Master, I sign it off that, okay, Prerna signing it off 1.0. Then it will go to product owner. Assuming Gaurav is a product owner, it will go to Gaurav. He'll sign it off. Okay. Well, first of all, they will check it. Okay. Sign off is not that easy. They might have queries. They might have questions. Everything is checked. After that, it might go to client, or it might go to your senior management. So assuming Dev sir is our MD or senior manager, he is a senior management team member. So he will check it, sign off, or even as a sponsor, he will check it from your company. After that, once your organization hierarchy is complete, it will go to customer. Okay. So customer will also review it, check it. If they find some things need to be added or changed, they might have a discussion. But if everything looks good, they will sign off. So imagine every revision goes through these many approvals. So does it make sense to keep changing keep changing it on regular basis, or does it make sense to have it a standardized way? Okay, we have multiple changes, now let us include in that. It's not an everyday job that you keep changing, because those many revisions or versions will keep getting prepared for the document. You make sense into this? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
So
thank
it
you.
is a very important document, first of all, and it is one of the most prestigious, I would say, or important job of a BA. So don't worry, we will teach you this in very much detail. What are its contents? What are the templates we have existing? How does a typical BRD looks like? What it should contain and all that. So yeah, we will learn that in coming days in detail. Yeah, Gaurav.
So yes, so you can take this only slide, and after that I'll take the Prerna. So yeah.
Prerna, here,
Yeah, go ahead.
here I have, and this is Srilata.
Yes,
Here I
Srilata.
have, so if requirement gatherings for business scope and everything for BA gather the details, right? For functional requirements, like for technical guys, we will consult them and we will gather the details and we'll club together, or that will be
Okay,
part.
so let me give you clarity on that. First of all, this document is not a so-called technical document. Okay,
Okay.
that's why it is called as functional specification document or requirement specification document. Like herein, all the functionality that is required will be mentioned, but the technical part of it will not be mentioned. As in, if you are like, see some of the details like which database, okay, we are using MySQL, we are using MongoDB, we are using some database version, that can be mentioned. But the technical part, like what the developer is doing, that all is not mentioned in this. So that's why this document is like a layman understanding document. Then this document goes to your development team, and they start working on it by putting it their technical expertise. right? So we generally do not have a dedicated document. Yeah, we might have an architecture plan of the system, you know, like how we have a building or house plan with architect, the blueprint. Similar way, as an architect, as that team, they can have a process flow or workflow diagrams, but technical diagrams is generally not required. Technical documents are generally not required, because those are the things, those are mostly to be done or developed. Customer, unless they are very tech savvy or they have their own technical team, they do not ask, because everybody is focused on what functionality you are developing, how you are developing, what are the nitty-gritties. Those are not that explicitly opened or explicitly shared, because that then it comes like a copyright or it's your own working, right? And any organization, like for example, even many a times the code is also not exposed to the customer, depends, so many a times it depends how it is, but generally the technical side of any development is not openly discussed or openly shared, unless there is an agreement, or unless the imagine if the customer or client has their dedicated development team. Like for example, when TCS comes and works with Accenture, right? So TCS generally comes with their own software. They will not give away that software. They'll say, this is our software. Our team will work on it in your location. So, when we say outsource, so same way, when there is a copyright or when there is a particular application ownership, this happens. But many organization, many companies also don't share code. That depends. That is all on agreement basis. So don't get too much into that, because as a BA, we do not indulge into development teams work, though we have a direct and continuous contact with them. Okay, so you talk to them, you share this document, or you even give a presentation if required, or you discuss, and also you need their approval as a team as well. When even Scrum Master gives an approval, he considers them, because I generally say this: customer can want stars and moons, right? They can ask you for anything, and as a BA, because we do not have that much technical background, we might just mention that point, but then senior team member from development can come and strongly say that, okay, this is not valid, or this is not possible in this budget, or this is not possible in this timeline, or this functionality just doesn't make sense. I have come across a lot of things which were paid and they were asked by client as free. So we have to go back to them and asking that this is not a free thing. If we want to develop this, we'll have to buy some paid softwares from Google, some paid services, and some other things. So if they are willing to pay, then it makes sense. But if something is out of the scope, out of the budget, so we definitely have to consult the team and say, no, we cannot work on that. Right? And it's a collective decision. Always remember that. It's not that you will just go ahead and say no. You will consult your Scrum Master, product owner, and then you will be like, this is not feasible, so we cannot work on this. So let's not go ahead with that. Make sense?
Yeah, thank you.
Right? Are we good? Gaurav, I think we are good. If you want to add something.
No. So you have completed this slide, Prerna. I just wanted to know about the system requirement specification.
Yes, system requirement specification is also similar, wherein we give details about the application. It's basically two different names it's called as. So once we learn about it, we will have more clarity. Yeah. Yeah, Gaurav.
All right, thank you.
Who makes this system requirement document specification?
Yeah. These are the same document with different names. So BAs only make them. See, system requirement specification means you talk about the system. Business requirement system, business requirement documents means we talk about requirement. So requirement ultimately will become your system or your application. So these are synonyms, but in some companies I'm saying might, okay. I have personally not seen different versions. So in some companies, there can be different documentation, but generally it is always maximum times is BRD, business requirement document. Okay, so it's like the document that as a BA, as a team, we have to work and develop, and that is signed off by different people, and then that is the go-to document you check for all the requirements. Make sense?
Yeah, thank you so much, Prerna.
Welcome. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
Gaurav, go
thank
ahead.
you, Prerna. So I'll take from here. So everyone understand what Prerna was mentioning about these documents. So as I said, that everything has evolved from the hard copy to a ticket. So here you don't have to take stress again that you need to create this document. However, we want you to be expert in a way that you will become well versed with all kind of document in the same similar direction. We have one intention to let you practice to create one document that we talked about creating a BRD or FRD yesterday. So yeah, so last thing is that we are going to discuss in the documentation is again created by testers is a test case document where they mention the functionalities. So they give every condition or every test cases a number. Those numbers or they will explain the scenario what they are going to test, and again what should be the preconditions to test this scenario, and what kind of the data they should feed in. Okay, the data also they will mention, that could be the dummy data. What are the all steps involved? All steps involved means every tiny step. You cannot jump a single steps to in this manner. A quick example I'm going to give it to you. Imagine there is no electricity at your home and you have gone out for shopping purpose. Your home is locked, and when you come back, you have to start sipping chilled water from your fridge, which is kept in kitchen, and you have just a two-room home. Okay, one is the main hall, another is kitchen, and your sofa set is keeping in the main hall. How will you do that? So immediately you will say that precondition is that I have already arrived at my door. I have key in my hand, and uh, the grocery or any item which I have purchased from outside, that is in another hand. So first step, I'll keep the baggages down in front of the door. The second step, open the lock. Third step, get inside the main room along with the baggage and keep it aside. Then walk inside the kitchen and switch on all the lights. That will be the next step. And the another step will be that open the refrigerator in the kitchen. Okay, that is number one. Next step will be the take out the chilled water. Now close the door of the refrigerator, and most of the time people when explaining the steps they miss the closing part of the door. Okay, they simply miss it. Okay, and but you need to include it as a prominent step. You close the door, you come back in the main hall, sit in the sofa, and then open the cap of the bottle, and then pour or directly you start sipping the water from the bottle. And then once you are done, you tighten the tighten the cap of the bottle, and you get up from the sofa, walk back in the kitchen, open the door of the refrigerator, and put the bottle inside the refrigerator, close the door, and come back and sit back in the sofa or something like that, or closing the door. Your test steps are clear. So how smallest step will be involved in the test case writing? Are you aware of that?
Yes.
Did you get it, everyone? And why you
Yes.
need to know that? You need to only know that because this document comes back to you for review purpose. That's the reason you should be so much mindful that none of the steps are going missing. Then what you are expecting? Expecting that water should be consumed. Actual result, water is if it is differing, you are going to mention that. Status, whether it passes or failed, that you will mention. Remarks, if you want to add some extra comment, you will mention that. And test environment, and what all environment you are going to test, you generally talk about it. So this is about the test cases. Any questions so far, everyone? Because we have almost touched the time. So any questions so far? related to whatever you have
I
learned.
have one question, Gaurav.
Yes, please
So
ask.
my question is, when do we prepare test case document? Like, is it at the start or at the end? I mean, when do we
Okay,
prepare
so
this?
generally test cases are created by tester at from the start itself. Okay, because when the moment you start gathering the requirement, at the same time testers generally also start creating that the moment they come to know about the project or the requirement. Make sense?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, thank you.
Welcome. So everyone, by now, all of you are the part of various groups. Anyone who is not, because everyone has been distributed in the various groups. Anyone who is not,
I
okay.
am not added in the group.
Okay. Thank you, Srilata, for telling that. So anyone, okay, Makeda and Srilata, anyone who is, anyone here who has less than 6 people.
Yeah,
So
group two we
Group
have
6
5
also.
how many people?
Group 6 also 4 people.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Srilata and Makeda, you so Srilata, please join group 2. And what all groups have 4 people? Group 2 and
Group
6. Makeda will join group 2, and you need to connect with Desdemona. And Srilata, you can join group 6. So who is the group leader for group 6?
Desdemona.
Desdemona. So who is for group 2 then?
Ramani.
Ramani. So Makeda will talk to Ramani, and Srilata, you connect with Desdemona. Okay, take them in your group. So now I want Mahendra is there. Mahendra, are you there?
Yes, very well.
Yes,
Very much.
yes, Mahendra. So Mahendra, could you please explain that what happened after going from here? Could you organize your team and all, everyone?
Yeah, we have made a group, and then Monica opened an account in the Jira. Everybody else has account in Jira, and she has made a group in Jira as well.
Okay, so could you tell that any challenge you faced?
Initially? As far as for me and Monica, we both discussed, I think in our group, everyone is okay. I'm not able to get in touch with callings.
Okay, okay, no problem. So while creating the Jira account, so what kind of profile did you create? I mean, you might have got the various options, right? Or more than 2 options.
I'm not sure because I just went with the flow and I just opened up my account.
Okay, okay. So you did not just got into any trap that, you know, various other options are available.
No. They have just asked for the login and I just clicked.
Okay. So every one of you who are struggling that it is not going ahead smoothly and all, just do like Mahendra did. Just follow the flow and create your account, connect back with your team, and just make sure that you create inside a project. Did you create the project or team or both, Mahendra?
Yes, sir. I kept a name like price optimization project and send request to everybody.
Can you repeat that, Monica? I could not hear that.
I just kept a name for the project like price optimization and connected all the people in my group.
Oh, okay. All right. So everyone just follow what Monica said and you will not find any problem. Now, what do you need to do that? Listen it very carefully. This is the project being given to you. So in every group, what you need to do is that daily you need to connect quickly for 2 minutes or 3 minutes, but one day you will have to meet over Zoom or however you decide to meet over WhatsApp call or whatever you decide. You will discuss one project, and the project is the Guru Schools placement. Sorry, I'm going to put some of you on mute because I'm hearing my own echo. So yes. So listen to this. So what you need to do is that you are on the verge of creating a website. In fact, a web page in a website, and that explains new candidates placement system under Guru Schools, following all the 6 pillars. How a person first attend candidate career counseling. Then he talks about the track he is interested in. Then he books his seat by paying the deposit of $500, and then he becomes the part of a group. Every single thing, how you become the part of group. Then you also attend the RRP session. You attend the training program. When training and RRP session are over, then your resume start getting marketed, and you are well prepared for mock interview. Once your mock interview is also done, then vendor interview happens. Once vendor interview is done, then client interview happens, and eventually you get placed. So is this process clear to everyone? These steps just now I quickly run you through. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Understood.
So make
Yes.
sure that in your web page or website, this entire system has been mentioned well. Okay. So how you want to be creative and integrate all of them together on a web page, that you are going to decide. However, also when Guru School's taking you on board, they stores your name, they store your information, every single thing. So you get in the group, discuss about that, how to develop it, and also ask each other how long they are going to take to develop one small section. Develop means what? Here as a business analyst, you are going to develop the description. You are developed to create a small design as well. Some diagram if you need to, or workflow diagram you need to create, or a flow chart you need to create, you will be creating that. So in the group of 5 or 6 people, you would be working in a way that the entire system, all of you have to make sure that one time you will behave as a business analyst. Okay, for two section. One time you will behave as a product owner or scrum master as well. So scrum master is the person who will take the responsibility of bringing everyone together. So in a call or so, he will arranges the call and everything. So this is how you are going to play this project in a group. So ultimate goal is that everyone is getting involved as a BA. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes.
And
Yes.
it will have the multiple section. So once you will do your first kickoff meeting, that you can call it as a sprint planning meeting. There you can talk about how many section of this entire project would be. So this entire workflow is a project for you. So that's what you are going to talk and discuss. In case you have any question, tag Prerna and me in the WhatsApp group and you can ask that. But I would encourage, make sure you don't just come back with the problems, but also come back with the options, various options of the solution, and that you are going to explain. Okay.
Yes. Okay. A question. When do this need to be done by?
So Makeda, this is your day one. So generally
I'm caught up on the old videos though. So it's kind of like my.
No problem. If you want to participate. You have a week's time. Okay. So take 7 days to 10 days, 7 days to 10 days and complete it and come back to us. Okay. And by the time you will transit into after the next week into the new batch as well, all of you. And those who don't, if you think that you are repeating it 2 times, and if you want to repeat one more time, you can repeat it multiple times, n number of times, the entire section. Any questions so far?
Yeah, I did not receive the, I cannot see the yesterday's class, I'm sorry, the Monday class.
Okay, so why you could not see that?
Because I can see up to day 4. It's supposed to be day 5. Today is day 6.
No. As day 4 was the yesterday's session. Today is day 5. Okay. If it is not there, so I will have to correct it. Let me quickly check that. Okay. So yeah, today is day 5. Yeah. So day 4, which was earlier written, that was in error. So it has been corrected. Don't worry. Okay, Jyoti. Who was asking this question?
Yeah, this is me. I'm sorry, I muted myself.
Okay.
So
No
thank
problem.
you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Any other question, anyone? And
Yeah,
those.
Yes.
Yes, go ahead. Ask the question.
Yeah. So
probably before the next technical session, we'll have to first go ahead with the basic sprint planning before we come back for the next technical session, if I'm right.
Yeah, so it's all up to you. Go in easy
Okay.
manner and you can take your time, but don't take more than 10 days and complete it. Come back and let me know how, let us know how it was done. Okay. If you could complete it before Sunday or even the half section of before the Sunday. So if you think you can present that. Okay.
Like a present in the sense like
Present as in that you will be creating these all details like documentation and all, so you don't have to create the actual BRD document. So you know that in BRD what all goes. So what I would want you to create the tickets, like user story you will create the epic you will create, and you will start creating those documents assigned to your peer, and your members will attach some additional description into that, or additional designs or diagrams into that. This is how we are going to do. Is it clear?
yes.
Yes. So don't get burdened by that, the entire large document you are going to get create. Together you can definitely scribble a document, but ultimately put everything in Jira. Is it clear, everyone?
Yes.
Yes. So
Yes.
try to do it. Initially, it may sound okay, very complex, but the moment you get started, you will see that you are getting ahead. Okay, cool. So having said so, in case you are for the first time over here, this question may come to you: when we will get the PowerPoint presentation? Let me quickly tell you, you are always told that PowerPoint presentations are not given to you because you are encouraged to rewatch the video. Okay. And when you will rewatch the video, the entire intention is to that you remember every single thing, you understand every single thing. And when you will understand every single thing in details, when your all 5 senses are involved into it. Okay. And for the very reason, we'll let you listen and watch. Just give me a second, guys. Yeah, I'm back. So what I was telling you that is you need to involve entire 5 senses, and for that we recommend and encourage you to listen, watch, see, and continue to take a notes of whatever you are listening and watching as a conducted session. That's the reason. And plus this PowerPoint slides are property of Guru School, so it is never shared out. So this is what it is. So in case you had any such question, I have answered it. So having said so, any question further? Are you clear what next to be done?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead, ask please.
So do we have any like BRD template for making the project?
No, for that I have already told you that go ahead, because it varies from organization to organization. Go ahead and download the various version from the Google. Just Google it out, the template of BRD, and when you will come together, you freeze one format, and ultimately your intention is to transfer it into the Jira. Okay, clear?
Okay,
Yeah.
sir.
Any further question, everyone? I hope it is not. I quickly want, I know that there are many people, I want quickly to write down one word into the chat window. How are you feeling right now? What do you feel like saying? Whether it was easy to understand, you can type E for easy to understand. If you are feeling excited for the work, then again, you can type EX into the chat window. Okay, please continue to type in the chat window. So informative, excited, excited, excited. Okay, what else? Tensed. Okay, thanks. Tense and excited, excited. Okay, informative, energetic. Okay, excited for the assignment, excited, real, informative, excited, informative. Lot of information to go through. Yes, for day one it might be excited and overwhelming simultaneously. Excited, informative, interesting session. Thank you so much, everyone. So yes, anyone wants to say something? Yeah, Vimal.
Sir, Vimal, 2 of the members in our group are not able to add it in our project like in Jira. So I don't know what's the problem.
So you can tag them that why they, if they are not able to accept the request or what, or have you gone beyond the limit of 6 people or something?
I think, yeah, we are not
So-
beyond
No,
six,
we are 6 people. We are 6 people, but
Okay.
yeah.
So what is the challenge then? Why you are, what technical challenge you have?
Like Tejashri, she is not able to. I mean, we can see her in the project, but she is not able to see it in on her end.
Okay, so can you connect together and try to troubleshoot it? Yeah.
We
Also, I want
tried.
to add for this. I'm sorry to interrupt you guys, but we also had this
okay.
issue today. And what happened was the one who was making the project, I mean, whoever would be the admin, kindly see the email address, because even I was missing one number for our team member. So kindly refer to the email address, and then on the right side, you can do a re-invite thing so that the person would receive that email one more time to join.
So Vimal and Ashik, could you please connect back with the Kia, and you can take her help as well, that how is she troubleshooted? Yeah. And
Yeah.
so get it done. So thank you everyone. Thank you for your time. So we'll talk to you again on next Sunday. And I wish you all the best for this assignment. Next Sunday, we are going to learn something amazing, what we call it as various domains. 3-4 domains we will be covering, and that will be the end of batch 12 and beginning of batch 13. Okay, and this is all of
Gaurav,
you have to repeat.
Just to
Yes.
interrupt, sorry. We will have to go ahead with Vimal's review.
Yeah.
She,
Sure.
she did it.
Yeah.
So, Vimal, please stay back. Thank you, guys.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.